Hello, and welcome to the 2021 Research Celebration of Excellence. My name is Terry Wallace, and this year I had the pleasure of serving as the interim AVP for Research and Dean of Extended Campus. I would like to thank President Davenport, Interim Provost Cecil, all of our invited guests, and especially those of you whose achievements we are highlighting and celebrating today. Academy is a word we frequently use to describe the world of universities. Its linguistic root is in Greek, and it refers to a hillside on the northwestern edge of Athens, where Plato acquired a grove of olive trees, and later established an academy for teachers and learners, where they were free to pursue knowledge and engage in informed debate around ideas. American universities borrowed a great deal from their older European counterparts. But great universities embrace that Greek ideal that emerged on the sun-baked hillside more than 2,000 years ago and dedicate themselves to building vibrant intellectual communities where teachers and learners are engaged to pursue research, scholarship, creative achievement that contributes to the greater good. As you know, and you will see more today, we at Minnesota State University Mankato have just such a university, and excellence is found in every corner of our campus. Our excellence is exemplified in the achievements of our faculty, as well as of our undergraduate and graduate students. We're going to be highlighting just a couple of these today. First, we're going to hear from President Davenport, Minnesota State University Mankato's 19th president, who has very much supported research, scholarly, and creative works. We'll hear from him. And then we'll hear from Dr. Dan Houlihan. And Dan is going to talk about, he's going to introduce the DFS scholars for 2020 and 2021. He wants us to also realize that we're hoping to continue a couple of new traditions. One started in 2019, and that is inviting past recipients of the Distinguished Scholar, Faculty Scholar Award to join the Celebration of Excellence. We're a better university because of their achievements, and we'd like them to be a part of the celebration, so we hope that'll continue. And then also in 2020, we begin another, what we hope will be a tradition, and that is the inclusion of past Douglas R. Moore Research Award recipients as well. So with that, I hope that you enjoy this opportunity to really lift up and celebrate the many and varied contributions of our faculty. Thank you so much. Have a terrific time.
As your president, I have placed significant importance on research, scholarly and creative works, and grant writing. In fact, early in my tenure, we worked with the Faculty Association to develop such a plan to improve our scholarly activity at Minnesota State Mankato. These efforts resulted in the development of the Centers for Excellence, as well as services such as research and sponsored programs, and the Center for Excellence in Scholarship and Research, all to support faculty research. I am pleased to be able to tell you today, as I approach my retirement, that this plan has been a success, and it has played a role in Minnesota State Mankato emerging as a dominant force within the state university system. Today, I am eager to share with you, we have begun a new celebratory event for the faculty, for students, and staff at Minnesota State Mankato called Research Month. The purpose of Research Month is to highlight, to celebrate, and share research and creative work of our faculty, staff, and students. I hope that you join me in recognizing this important work and look through the many events and stories and resources available on this site. Well, let me highlight a couple. Our university has been increasingly successful at securing grants and contracts. Now, this speaks to the expertise and the persistence of our principal investigators in pursuing these opportunities. Expertise, because the knowledge, the skills, and achievements of our faculty and staff have been what set MSU Mankato apart during that selection process. And persistence, because not often is a grant awarded on the first submission, as all of you know. So it's important to not only pursue grants, contracts, and publications, but to also celebrate and take note of these achievements within a forum of peers. Our support of faculty research oftentimes leads to opportunities for our students to have meaningful mentoring and research, experiences that will allow them to prosper in future competitive environments. So it's very important. Another event occurring this month is the recognition of our distinguished faculty scholars whose lifetimes of achievement in research and writing are being showcased. The work of these and many faculty at Minnesota State Mankato is impressive and brings recognition to our great institution. As you likely know, the 2020 Douglas R. Moore Scholars, Dr. Granberg Rademacher and Dr. Parsnell, will present their work during the research lectureship, which was delayed until the fall 2021. However, given it is Research Month here at Minnesota State University Mankato, I would like to make an early and exciting announcement of our 2021 Douglas R. Moore Scholar, who was just selected by the Douglas R. Moore Faculty Research Lecture Committee, chaired by Dr. Liz Miller. Dr. Philip H. Larson's proposal, How Rivers Are Born and Evolve, a Paradigm Shift in Earth Science, is based on impressive research and its relevance to our university and surrounding community. This engaging work is relatable to the Minnesota River Valley, while also extending well beyond our region, thereby forging connections between local issues and those impacting our environment on a national and global scale. Therefore, I want to congratulate Dr. Larson for his important accomplishments and his contributions. As you all know, there are many other events, stories, and resources to view on the Research Month site. We hope you will take time to look around. It's really been a great pleasure for me to participate in this COVID-altered event. It's not what we'd all hoped for, but this is very special. And it has been an honor to witness and share in these achievements as your president over these 19 years. Certainly together, we have observed significant growth in our institutional prestige and standing over these years that has gone hand in hand with the efforts of our outstanding scholars on this campus. Well, I look forward to seeing this continue long into the future. Thank you, everyone.
I would like to start out by thanking President Davenport for his many years of inspired leadership to our campus, as well as for his continued support of research on our campus that has gone a long way to establish the productivity that we see in the individuals who we're awarding tonight. The first award that I will be giving out is what we've named the Above and Beyond Award. The Above and Beyond Award was developed and named by the Leadership Committee of the College of Graduate Studies and was the brainchild of retired Dean Steve Stoynoff. It was designed to identify someone making noteworthy contributions to the university who might not otherwise be recognized due to not being affiliated with an academic program. Because of reorganization occurring following the retirement of Graduate Dean Stoynoff, this is likely the only time this recognition will be given as such. The 2020-2021 recipient, as determined by the Leadership committee is Dr. Carrie Miller. Dr. Miller is in her 7th year as an instructional designer at Minnesota State University. In her time at the university, she's worked with faculty, helping them to develop open educational resources that have resulted in saving students close to $500,000 in textbook costs. Utilizing funding from multiple grants, she has mentored faculty in both OER and classroom gamification applications. Dr. Miller has established herself as being very accessible to assist faculty with a variety of instructional needs, as well as a variety of instructional issues. She's also an avid researcher and writer, having 20 peer-reviewed journal publications and a large variety of other published scholarly materials. Especially impressive is Dr. Miller's record of publishing research with students, despite not being affiliated with an academic program. As such, the students she works with and mentors are from a variety of disciplines. Her work with these students often results in presentations as well as publications, with those students very often being first authors. These are significant factors in advancing their careers and their educational opportunities in the future. 3 recent graduate assistants that worked with Dr. Miller were accepted into very prestigious doctoral programs in a variety of areas. All of them credit the opportunities and guidance she provided to them as being a major factor in their being accepted into those programs. As the title of the award states, Dr. Miller does indeed go above and beyond in her efforts and dedication to both the faculty and the students at Minnesota State University. I'm happy to present to you Dr. Carrie Miller.
It has been my privilege to conduct research and contribute to the academic community over the last 7 years as part of my role as instructional designer here at Minnesota State University, Mankato. I've been very fortunate to work with so many outstanding graduate students and help them flourish as researchers. It is through our collaboration that most of the research projects recognized by this Above and Beyond Award were successfully completed and published. I frequently tell my colleagues outside of MSU how lucky we are to have the support of resources such as CSER, IRB, and RASP to help us complete research and publication projects. I am personally honored and humbled by the mentorship that I have received from Mary Hadley and Dan Houlihan. Their advice, direction, and friendship has allowed me to follow my passion for research. Thank you both for your time and patience and for your efforts in recognizing the small contributions of my graduate students and I have made with our projects. Most importantly, I need to thank Matthew Clay, Assistant CIO of IT Solutions, for giving me the freedom in my position to pursue research and to continue contributing to the academic community. His vision and understanding of the importance of research has made it possible for me to continue to be curious. Thank you for this award and the support that you have all provided me and my graduate students. I look forward to many more projects together.
So now on to the Distinguished Faculty Scholars for 2020. This is last year's awards. As you know, our banquet got canceled very short notice last year, and so we're honoring those recipients this year as well. First off, Dr. Jose Javier Lopez was placed into nomination by Dr. Charisse Truesdale Moore, an associate professor in the Department of Sociology and Corrections at MSU Mankato. Dr. Truesdale Moore also serves as the vice president of the Faculty Association at Minnesota State University, supporting and serving nearly 700 faculty. She holds a PhD from Howard University with a concentration in criminology and urban sociology, a master's in criminal justice from Coppin State University, a bachelor's in pre-law paralegal studies from Stevenson University, and a bachelor's in marketing from Hampton University. Her research interests include reentry issues, cultural competency, and criminal justice education. She conducts cultural competency training specific for many correction agencies. As noted by Dr. Truesdale Moore, Dr. Jose Javier Lopez is a professor in the Department of Geography, where his educational achievement has led to many successful years teaching and conducting innovative research. He earned his PhD in geography from the Indiana State University, a Master of Science degree from the University of Akron, and a Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Puerto Rico. Dr. Lopez maintains a productive research agenda that has led to scholarly presentations at conferences sponsored by numerous professional associations, including International Conference on Knowledge, Culture, and Society, the Lakes Division of the Association of American Geographers, the Inter-University Institute for Violence Studies Conference, the Midwest Sociological Society, the Association of American Geographers, and the National Council for Geographic Education. Dr. Lopez has presented around the world. Amongst the places he's presented, the Bahamas, Belgium, Canada, Chile, Dominican Republic, Federation of St. Kitts, Nevis, France, Germany, Grenada, Hong Kong, Iceland, Martinique, Mexico, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, St. Vincent and Grenadines, St. Martin, Spain, U.S. Virgin Islands, United Kingdom, and Venezuela. Dr. Lopez's innovative research in conjunction with Dr. Pedro Thomas provided the foundation for the regional analysis of police misconduct patterns in the United States almost 20 years ago, and it was published in peer-reviewed academic journals many years before these issues became common topics of discussion, as they are today. These resulted in invitations to present his research at numerous institutions in the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. For Dr. Lopez, the geography of crime and violence is the study of the social organization of criminal activities from a territorial viewpoint. He has also researched the geography of extreme violence and was involved in the production of the Atlas of Crime, a project led by the prestigious cartographer Borden D. Dent during the late 1990s. From 2010 to 2019, his studies with Dr. Thomas have focused on the spatial patterns of sex trafficking in the different regions of the U.S. These investigations resulted in 3 recent publications in prestigious journals, and more recently, a keynote speech at an international conference on social science in Japan, where he spoke about the use of inferential spatial statistics, point pattern analyses, and spatial autocorrelation to fight human trafficking. I would like to introduce Dr. Jose Javier Lopez, a 2020 Distinguished Faculty Scholar.
Hello, my name is Jose Javier Lopez, and I'm a professor in the Geography Department. I am very grateful to my esteemed colleague, Dr. Cherise Truesdale, for nominating me for the Distinguished Faculty Award. During the past 5 years, I have been fortunate to collaborate with Cherise, who is a sociologist, researching diverse social problems that affect our communities. I am a geographer by trade, but by collaborating with Cherise and with Dr. Pedro Thomas and Paul Prue, who are also sociologists, my eyes have been opened to recognize the need of interdisciplinary and cross-departmental collaboration in order to produce effective research. Our mutual projects have helped me better understand the challenges that we encounter daily in our nation. I am a firm believer that eclectic approaches in science can lead to efficiency in the solution of problems. We need to embrace collaborative views within our disciplines and foment the blending of constructive ideas. There is so much that we can learn from each other, even though we have taken different paths in the search of truth. We need to listen to each other attentively, with humility, in order to understand what is going on in our communities. I have been very fortunate to be supported by Dr. Henry Morris from Institutional Diversity in some of my projects. The mission of his office is another example that interdepartmental collaboration can make us more productive as long we keep empathy as a guiding principle. My collaborations with Professors Keba Darbo, Wayne Allen, and Lu Yang in ethnic studies are evidence that diverse knowledge can be harmonizing and constructive in our education system. Within my department, geography, I have seen that potential the few times I have worked with experts in technical fields, such as Drs. Fei Yuan and Wu Yan. So I am very grateful to all these colleagues that have been a very powerful force in my motivation to conduct research. Thank you.
Dr. Carla Lassan, another of our 2020 recipients, was placed into nomination by Dr. Dan Houlihan, a psychology department colleague who also happens to be me. Simply put, Dr. Lassan is the most well-rounded colleague I have ever had the opportunity to work with in my 34 years at MSU Mankato. She excels in every area: teaching, advising, community outreach, and scholarly achievement. Dr. Lassan is currently the Director of Undergraduate Studies in the Psychology Department, where she teaches a variety of introductory courses, including Introduction to Psychological Science, Psychology Statistics, and Introduction to Cognition, as well as the specialty courses in Human Memory and Advanced Cognition. Most recently, she's designed the course Communicating Psychological Science, which is designed to educate undergraduates on how to be ambassadors of the field of cognitive psychology. Students in the course contribute to blogs on a website she hosts with her colleague, Dr. Emily Stark. That website is www.communicatingpsychologicalscience.com. Dr. Lassan has also served as the director of the Undergraduate Research Center at MSU Mankato. And very recently, I believe in 2019, Dr. Lassan was a recipient of the very prestigious Walter D. Mink Outstanding Undergraduate Teacher Award, given out annually by the MPA branch of the American Psychological Association. All of Dr. Lassan's research has been realized with the support of undergraduate students. She has not worked with grad students and has not had graduate assistants to help her in conducting her research, which makes it all the more impressive. Her nearly 20 peer-reviewed articles have appeared in many of the top-tier journals in her field. She states, "I believe this work is the very best way I can support students for their careers. Students are naturally curious about cognitive research, as thinking, attention, and memory are topics that cut across their learning experiences in college. My research is focused on methods for revising psychological misconceptions, knowledge change for controversial topics, and a method for successful student learning that goes by the acronym LEARN." I'm really pleased to present to you 2020 Distinguished Faculty Scholar, Dr. Carla Lassan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carla Lassan from the Department of Psychology. I'm grateful for being awarded the Distinguished Faculty Scholarship in 2020. One of the highest honors a person can receive is being recognized by their colleagues, so I'm very grateful that my colleagues took the time to nominate me and write in for this prestigious award. Scholarship is much like driving a car with wheels. The scholarship only goes on with the advice and the support of my mentors. I've been mentored since high school, undergraduate, and graduate work, and this is really the key to success of any academic. Mentoring is the key to scholarship and success, but it doesn't come for free. It requires patience, deep love for learning, and recognition of opportunity available in another individual. All of my scholarship at MSU Mankato has been realized with the support of undergraduate students who are interested in my research. And I'd also like to point out the prominence of research that goes on in my fellow Department of Psychology. After all, I am joined by 3 other DFS awardees, Dr. Dan Sackow, Dr. Dan Houlihan, and my colleague, Dr. Jeffrey Buchanan. And it is important to note that we often think of research and scholarship in the hard sciences, but DFS awardees come from the majority all across campus, and this is especially noteworthy. As faculty, though, we need time, resources, and support to carry on the high-impact practices that are even more time-consuming than what we spend in the classroom. My success as an academic equals my student successes, and I'm thankful and honored to continue the cycle of scholarship at MSU Mankato.
Our next distinguished faculty scholar is Dr. Xin Qiao. Dr. Qiao was placed into nomination by Dr. Megan Mahowald, chair of the Department of Speech, Hearing, and Rehabilitation Services. Both Dr. Qiao and Dr. Mahowald are graduates of the University of Minnesota and reconnected here at MSU Mankato. In Dr. Mahowald's words, Dr. Qiao and I have complementary interests, and therefore our work continually intersects but does not overlap. As a result, our relationship has developed into scheming colleagues with a mission to make our program the very best in the state. In my role as chair, I truly understand how her research and scholarly achievement support the entire department and builds community. Her ability to implement, sustain, and create passion around projects is unprecedented in our department, and the impact to students lasts their lifetime. Dr. Qiao is considered a state, national, and most recently international scholar in the area of neurogenic communication sciences and disorders, such as with stroke, traumatic brain injury, and the like. Dr. Qiao has co-authored 10 publications, contributed to 15 successful grants, produced over 150 scholarly presentations, and mentored more than 160 students for research and interdisciplinary collaboration tasks in just the past 10 years. She presents yearly multiple projects at state and national conferences. Dr. Mahowald states, "In my experience, there are many academics who excel in scholarly activities or who excel in teaching, mentorship of students, but there are few who truly excel in both areas as a scholar and teacher. Dr. Qiao's impact on our program and our past, present, and future students is profound. She has changed and impacted our program in such a positive way that cannot be understated. We rival the University of Minnesota as having the best program for speech-language pathology in the state of Minnesota. This change in status is due to the hard work of Dr. Qiao in how she cultivated and expertly wove her scholarly activity and teaching together to mentor literally hundreds of students. I'm pleased to present to you Distinguished Faculty Scholar for 2020, Dr. Xin Qiao.
Hi everyone, I'm Xinhui Xin Qiu. I'm a full professor in the Department of Speech, Hearing, and Rehab Services at MSU Mankato. I'm very honored to be selected by the Faculty Research Committee for the Distinguished Faculty Scholar Award in 2020. I would like to thank my family, mentors, colleagues, and friends who continue to love me and support me and encourage me to discover my potential. My passion is in teaching, research, and service. My teaching provides students with high-quality preparation for careers in speech, language, and hearing fields. My research and clinical practice focus on neurogenic communication disorders in older adults with brain injuries. In my brain injury research lab, I conduct research nationally and internationally to further investigate language and cognitive impairments. I collaborate with colleagues through interdisciplinary collaboration to prepare aphasia-friendly and dementia-welcoming communities in Minnesota. I had co-authored on publications, grants, and presentations and mentored student research. Through innovative global initiatives, I created the MSU Mankato Global Experiences Program and established new international partnerships for MSU Mankato. I currently serve as co-president of the Asian Pacific Islanders Speech Language Hearing Caucus to promote speech, language, and hearing health in the global Asian and Asian Pacific Islander communities.
So now we'll move on to the 2021 Distinguished Faculty Scholar recipients. Dr. Christoph Veltzos was placed into nomination by Dr. Sarah Cruz. Dr. Cruz is an associate professor in the Computer Information Science Department. During her career, she has worked as a programmer, served as a management information systems coordinator, shared nutrition expertise as a registered dietitian, and provided 10 years of leadership as the CEO of Open Door Health Center in Mankato. These experiences have given her insights into the importance of information technology in healthcare environments, as well as the growing concerns related to information security. Sarah considers Dr. Veltzos to be an excellent mentor and an admired colleague who helped ignite a deeper interest in information security and contributed substantially to her professional development in the area. In her words, Dr. Christoph Veltzos is a highly respected teacher, mentor, and scholar who is recognized nationally for his expertise in the area of information security. Chris has made many significant contributions within the university, including the creation of courses that introduce undergraduate and graduate students to cutting-edge curriculum and current events in information security and risk management. Even more notable is the national recognition he has developed by providing security expertise in professional organizations, on boards of directors, and through presentations at regional and national conferences. In addition, Chris is a distinguished author whose writing is practical, timely, and creates significant business value. Communication on his blog, LinkedIn accounts, and other avenues is read and followed by people at novice levels all the way to chief information security officers of corporations. Chris has co-authored 3 books. In his latest book, The Great Reboot, Chris collaborated with 2 high-level co-authors, a data breach lawyer and a retired PwC executive. Recognition through the 2019 Visionary Leadership Award provides additional evidence that Chris truly is a cybersecurity leader. He received the Academic Leader Award by the Cybersecurity Summit, who remarked, "His technical background, business acumen, and understanding of people make him one of the few people who can advise information technology leaders and teach computer science students. He is a top-rated speaker at local and international security conferences. Minnesota State University is extremely fortunate to have someone with the level of expertise and the positive reputation that Chris brings. Students, colleagues, industry partners, and a variety of broad formal and informal network of alumni, friends of the university, and security professionals, they all benefit from his work and knowledge." I'm happy to present to you Dr. Christoph Veltzos, a 2021 Distinguished Faculty Scholar.
My name is Chris Veltzos. I'm a professor in the Department of Computer Information Science at MSU. I am one of 3 recipients of this year's Distinguished Faculty Scholar Awards, and I wanted to take a minute to express my thanks for the support and encouragement I have received along this journey. The thanks for the support I've received from my family, from my students, from my faculty colleagues, and from the administration. I am delighted to be able to share my writings with them and pave the way for their own writing journeys. I'm humbled to join the ranks of those who come before me, trailblazers who have managed to balance their teaching and scholarship to reach well beyond the MSU campus. Let me close with a quote from David Epstein's book, Range: Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World. Knowledge increasingly needs not merely to be durable, but also flexible, both sticky and capable of broad application. Thank you.
Dr. Lori Lallam was put into nomination by Dr. Chris Corley and Dr. Tao Peng. Dr. Corley is the interim dean of the Library and Learning and a professor of history. He served as honors director for 6 years and briefly as history department chair before assisting library services in the interim dean role. Chris teaches European history from the ancient period to the Revolutionary era. Dr. Tao Peng is chair of the history department. He has served the department as chair of several departmental committees before replacing Chris as department chair. Tao teaches East Asian history and East Asian American foreign relations. As described by her nominators, Dr. Lallam is a tenured full professor in the history department. She is now in her 16th year of service at Minnesota State University, Mankato. She is a very active and successful scholar focusing on the history of the Northern Great Plains, particularly the history of women, gender, and sexuality. Over the course of her career, she has created a very impressive record of scholarly achievement, including 2 highly praised co-edited anthologies, one on Norwegian American women and work, and the other on the politics of women's suffrage on the Northern Great Plains. She also has 2 journal articles, 2 book chapters, and a number of published short pieces, and as well as over 20 scholarly paper presentations and more than 24 other presentations as a roundtable chair, a moderator, or panelist at various international, national, and regional history conferences, along with numerous presentations to the larger public. Her outstanding scholarly achievements make innovative contributions to the historiography of Norwegian America, women's suffrage, and immigration. Dr. Lallam's contributions are not limited to her scholarly work. She served as department chair between 2012 and 2015 and now leads the history department's efforts in establishing a portfolio review process. Dr. Lallam has also led and contributed to several professional societies, including the Council of Northern Great Plains History Conference. She has consistently served on steering, program, editorial, and prize committees. These leadership experiences, combined with her own research expertise, has allowed her to move seamlessly to contributing as a public intellectual to various local and state committees. I'm pleased to present to you 2021 Distinguished Faculty Scholar, Dr. Lori Lallam.
Hi, I'm Lori Ann Lallam from the Department of History, and I'm one of the 2021 Distinguished Faculty Scholar Award recipients. I'm a historian of the American West with research interests in women, gender, and sexuality's history. I publish on women's suffrage, Norwegian America, the Northern Great Plains political culture, and agricultural history. An award like this isn't something a faculty member has earned alone. It is a culmination of a career spent collaborating with others, and I have many to thank. First, my gratitude to Interim Dean of Library and Learning and History colleague Chris Corley and my department chair, Tao Peng, for nominating me. They did the heavy lifting, putting the application together. Next, thanks to my colleagues in the History Department, present and past, for their support and encouragement, especially Agnes Odinga, Jill Cooley, Chris Corley, the late Greta Handke, and Bill Lass. The Historians of Minnesota State Mankato writing group is a vibrant intellectual community that inspires me. We share our work and we learn from each other. I've also been fortunate to have received financial support from Minnesota State Mankato since I joined the faculty in 2005. A faculty research grant, an SBS research grant, a couple of course releases for research, a presidential teaching scholar fellowship, a summer dissemination scholarship or fellowship, and a grant from the President's Commission on Women. This funding has played an important role in my ability to publish, and particularly in my early years at Minnesota State Mankato. Professional friends and colleagues have also influenced my scholarship in myriad ways. Thanks to Betsy Jameson, Sarah Carter, Renee Legrid, Kristen Maple Blueberg, Kathleen Cahill, Molly Rosem, Betty Berglund, W.R. Swaggerty, and Jeff Salve, among others. My parents continue to be my cheerleaders. When I applied for the position at Minnesota State Mankato in 2005, one of the draws was the university's commitment to supporting faculty scholarship. For me, the research is foundational to my teaching. As someone who teaches at a public institution, it is also imperative that I share my research with the public in engaging presentations and in articles and books that are accessible to the public. In closing, I'm grateful for the research support I've received at Minnesota State Mankato, and I'm humbled by this award. Thank you.
Dr. Hans-Peter de Ruyter was placed into nomination by Dr. Sandra Eggenberger. Dr. Eggenberger is a professor and director of the Glenn Taylor Nursing Institute for Family and Society, as well as a university distinguished professor. In Dr. Eggenberger's words, "In my role as professor and director of the Glenn Taylor Nursing Institute for Family and Society, I have a rich history that affirms Dr. Hans-Peter de Ruyter's significant achievements. It's an honor to nominate the first faculty from the School of Nursing who will receive this Distinguished Faculty Scholar Award. Dr. de Ruyter has gained national and international recognition in scholarly pursuits and publications related to ethics, healthcare, and global learning. From my vantage point, the need for his expertise could not be any stronger than it is right now, given the many health challenges of 2021. Hans is recognized by his colleagues as a catalyst for global education. He has developed online courses with 10 different countries where students focus on crises, families, and worldviews. In his leadership roles, he has consistently brought both students and faculty to new insights about diversity and equity in health. Our undergraduate and Doctor of Nursing practice students gain understandings from Dr. de Ruyter that I believe will have an impact on nursing and future healthcare. I have always viewed it a privilege to partner with Dr. de Ruyter, who has been a strong supporter of the vision of the Taylor Institute and the mission of the College of Allied Health and Nursing to improve health of individuals, families, and society. I'm pleased to present to you Dr. Hans-Peter de Ruyter, a 2021 Distinguished Faculty Scholar.
Good evening. I am very thankful to be selected as one of the 2021 Minnesota State University Mankato Distinguished Faculty Scholar Award winners. Our society is changing faster than ever. This includes the development of new medical technologies. My research focuses on the unintended effects of these technologies with its purpose to address ethical issues proactively. Research never happens in isolation, and I want to thank Dr. Sandra Eggenberger for her collegial support and also for nominating me for this award. I'd also like to acknowledge the Glenn Taylor Nursing Institute for their ongoing support of my research. There are many people at Minnesota State University Mankato that have helped me along this way, specifically the chair of the nursing department, the dean of the College of Allied Health and Nursing, and my colleagues. Also, the Department of Research and Sponsorship Programs has been essential in running grants. I'd also like to acknowledge the Center for Bioethics at the University of Minnesota and our academic partners at Halmstad University in Sweden, who have made it possible for me to receive a 2-year visiting professor scholarship. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge my life partner and spouse, Marianne, who is always willing to discuss and critique my writing and thinking. Without any of you, I would not be here today. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Interim Provost Matt Cecil. Dr. Cecil will wrap up our evening with his remarks.